For the metric system, we will use the following base units most often in class: the meter for length, liter for volume, and gram for mass. A meter is about the size of a yard, about 3 feet. A liter, if you think of the 2-liter soda bottles, it's about half of that. And a gram, think of a nickel. A nickel is about 5 grams. To make the metric units larger or smaller, we use prefixes, and you can find a list of prefixes on page 36 in your text. There are 2 prefixes I'd like you to memorize, and the first one is the kilo prefix, and it's 10 to the third in scientific notation. So if I were to pair the kilo prefix with the base meter, that would be kilometer or kilometer, and because kilo is 10 to the third, that would be 10 to the third meters, or 1,000 meters. So a kilometer is 10 to the third times, or 1,000 times larger than a meter. And you can remember that it's larger because you have a positive exponent. It's positive 3. Which makes it 10 to the 3 or 1,000 times larger than a meter. So it takes 1,000 meters to make 1 kilometer. The next prefix I'd like you to memorize is the milli. And the milli is 10 to the negative 3. So if I were to pair milli with the base liter, it would be a milliliter, and that would be 10 to the negative 3 liters. And a milliliter is 10 to the third times, or 1,000 times smaller than the base unit liter, than a liter. And you can remember that because the exponent is negative. That negative exponent will tell you that the milli is smaller. And in this case, it's 10 to the third times smaller than the base unit, than the liter. So it would take 1,000 milliliters to make 1 liter. I'm going to do one more example. This isn't one you necessarily need to memorize. Micro is another prefix, and I'm going to pair the micro with gram, the base gram. And so micro is 10 to the negative 6, and that would be 10 to the negative 6 grams. So a microgram is 10 to the 6, or 1,000,000 times smaller than a gram. And again, you can remember it's smaller because you have that negative exponent, 10 to the 6 times smaller. So it would take 1,000,000 micrograms to make 1 gram.